Hey guys, it's Jay. Welcome back to my channel where we discuss the popular culture of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So, it's around 2:30 in the morning right now here. I just got back from watching the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I have to say, if you are in any way, shape, or form familiar with 80s culture, or are a fan of 80s music, or love video games, or heck, even if you just love movies, I really do have to say, you have to watch this film. This had to be one of the most enjoyable times I've had at a movie theater in such a long time. I was with a couple of really good friends, and we were just having a huge riot. It was really fun. The crowd we had was just like we were. They were hollering and hooting. It was just a hugely fun time for everybody in the theater. I can't remember when I've had this much fun. Honestly, it's just one of those movies where I didn't know what I was gonna see when I was coming into it. I had already seen Guardians of the Galaxy #1, and I really enjoyed that film. It had a whole huge number of nods to the 70s and 80s, great music, and it really didn't take itself seriously, the first film. The second film, I can truly say, is more the same. And in a lot of ways, it's just that much more outrageous. I really enjoyed it. The movie itself really doesn't take itself seriously, and you know what? That's really great. I hate it when movies try to be too serious, especially with like superhero movies. They tend to be out there, you know what I mean? I love what Marvel is doing with their films these days. They're really, casual kind of buddy films, and they really are just capturing that spirit of the comic books that I grew up with.
Is that a rifle?
You don't know what a rifle looks like?
It's just swords were your thing and guns were mine, but I guess we're both doing guns now. I just didn't know that.
Guardians of the Galaxy, admittedly, is not one of the good books I was reading when I was younger. I'm more of a Thor, Spider-Man, Captain America, the core Avengers kind of thing. That's really my genre in comics. I'm a big X-Men fan as well. But I have to admit, not really knowing what the Guardians of the Galaxy is about, the very first film caught me right away. The idea that they were throwing it back into the 80s, where Peter is scooped up by an alien life form and, just brought to a different part of the galaxy, and we discover him, 30 years later. Great premise for a film. And Volume 2 does everything right. It has great comedy, it has great action, and it really is, in a lot of ways, a very heartfelt movie. I found myself tearing up several times in the film. No spoilers, it was really a feel-good film in a lot of ways.
Do you need a hug?
No, I do not.
Oh, I thought I said no. You're welcome.
A lot of things I wasn't expecting to. Some resolutions, some more new villains, some things you wouldn't expect. But what really caught me were the cameos. I'm not going to give away too many spoilers, like I said, but when you see some of the special appearances by some of the stars who show up in the film, let's just say my jaw dropped several times, and I, again, was just having a wonderful time enjoying my memories from back then in my childhood, because in a lot of ways, this is just a nod to fans about, some of the things that they grew up with. They talk about a whole bunch of different things. I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say that Star-Lord, Peter, he gets a lot of his memories back in terms of like being a kid, and really expresses them to the rest of his team. I would really suggest everyone taking a look at this film. It's a hilarious amount of fun. I really enjoyed myself, and I never found a part of the movie that was dragging or felt forced at any point. It really was just that good of a movie. I was really surprised. I'm gonna have a more extensive review with my friend Lou, who has been on the channel before, And we're going to go through a little bit more in depth about the way we felt about the movie, the kind of cameos that were appearing, some of the effects, some of the action, and some of the actual plot lines that did appear in the movie after the actual movie itself was fulfilled. Because much of what Marvel is doing these days is actually leading up towards the Infinity War, and surprisingly enough, at the end of this film, there was a hint at some of the Infinity War tie-ins that the Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have with like Thor Ragnarok and all those other cosmic arcs, if you will. Anyways, guys, I really just wanted to come in, tell you that I think everyone who's a fan of the 80s culture and really a fan of comic books and just somebody who likes movies, go and watch this film. You're not going to regret it. Even if you don't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy, it really is just a fun movie. And I think that everyone who takes a look at it is really going to enjoy themselves. And I think that it's just going to be one hell of a time if you go with the right people. So basically, if you guys have already seen the film, what were your expectations and what did you guys think of the film as a whole? I'm interested to find out what your comments are. Please leave, some descriptions or anything else, or your thoughts on the movie on the comment section below. If you have any suggestions on other movies that you'd like me to review, anything like, Gremlins or Ghostbusters or something like that, let me know in the comment section below. I really like to communicate with you guys and really keep up to date with what you guys are thinking. If you like this episode, please leave me a like. It really helps me out. Consider subscribing. I have a lot more episodes on the way. And please consider sharing this if you think somebody else would enjoy, reviews like this or, some of the content that I have on the channel. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.
Sometimes the thing you're searching for your whole life, it's right there by your side all along.
You're right.
All you do is yell at each other. You're not friends.
No, we're family. Except maybe her.
After all these years, I've found you.
And who the hell are you?
I'm your dad, Peter.